Oh, hey, I'm so glad that you stopped by because I have been wanting to talk about something that has been on my mind, especially in this time of COVID, C-19, coronavirus, and that is personal protective equipment or PPE as we're shortening it these days. So I went to the grocery store this morning to get our weekly haul, and I noticed a lot of things that could be improved upon as far as PPE. And when I say PPE, I mean gowns, masks, gloves, anything to protect yourself or to protect others from anything that you may have. And that's the big thing with wearing the mask. It's not so much to protect yourself, it is to protect others in case you are a carrier. And they're finding that more people are what they're called asymptomatic carriers, which means that they have the virus, but they don't have any symptoms. They're not sick, they don't feel bad, but they are at risk of giving it to somebody else. And so the masks are kind of a show of force. You know, I'm wearing the mask to keep you safe. You're wearing the mask to keep me safe. And same thing with the gloves. So I saw a few things that I thought I should address to make sure that we're not forgetting. And if you don't know me, my name is Stephanie. I am a freelance healthcare copywriter. I work with a lot of clients that are in the healthcare space, a lot to do with technology right now. And I'm also a registered nurse. I've been a nurse for 11 years. And the last 3 of those years, I was a nurse practitioner. And so I do feel that I am a bit of a subject matter expert when it comes to PPE because for the last decade, I have had to use it daily in my profession. When I was an undergrad, I had to pass a test that I knew how to put on gloves, take them off properly, wear a mask properly, make sure I don't contaminate things when I am dealing with patients that are sick, dealing with blood, dealing with other bodily fluids. And so that's why I feel that I can properly talk about this topic. So here are some things that you do not want to forget. One other thing I don't want you to forget is how to wear your gloves and how to take them off properly. You know, everybody is thinking that wearing a mask and gloves is what we need to do, and not everyone knows the best way to put them on and take them off. So putting them on is pretty straightforward. I don't need to show you how to put gloves on. We've been wearing mittens or gloves our whole life, so that's fine. So you're wearing your gloves. Got my cool shop gloves that my husband uses in his mechanics business. And I'm done. I'm done shopping. I got my gas. I got my groceries. And my hands are thoroughly contaminated. So what is the best way to get these gloves off? Okay, so as a nurse, this is how we were taught. So, and this will be a little funny because these don't stretch very much. But you got to do what you got to do. So you'll take the inside of this one and you'll kind of pull it off your hand. So this hand is free. Here's the dirty glove in the other hand. And then you kind of ball it up. So it's kind of covered, enclosed in your other glove. Next, you'll take a finger and kind of slide it up in between there and then pull it off inside out. So now this black glove is inside out. This is the part that was touching my hand. And my other glove and the outside of this glove are inside here. Now you're not touching what was on the outside of the glove, and you can throw that in the trash, get rid of it, and you're done. If you're throwing away your gloves, you want to go wash your hands because this is still the most important step of preventing the spread of viruses in general. So even though you wear gloves, you still need to wash your hands. Just think that poop is all over those gloves. Sure, you had gloves on and the poop wasn't touching your skin, but do you really want to put your fingers in your mouth or your nose, eat chips with things that touch poop? So wash your hands. You know, wearing gloves does not cancel out hand hygiene. Hand hygiene is above all. It is never not included. It is a part of this whole new world that we all need to live in. The thing I want to talk about is putting on your mask. You know, we all have what we have. I have a scarf. You know, I'm currently at home with my daughter, so I'm not in the healthcare space. I'm not working, exposing myself or others on a daily basis, so I don't have surgical masks. I didn't have them before, and I don't want to buy them now because people need those in their day-to-day life. And thankfully, I'm able to stay home and I don't need them. So I made this with a cute scarf, and it has hair bands on each side. And the main thing I want you to take away from this is get your mask how you want it before you go into the store. Before you contaminate your gloves, before you start talking to a bunch of people, get the mask how you want it. And if that means standing outside the store for 10 seconds to make sure it's not itching your face or itching your nose or all over, just you want to make sure that however it's sitting is fine for the next 20 minutes, because you don't want to just slap it on and then just go in the store and be like, oh wait, this is all wrong. So get it right, make it how you want it, and then go into the store. Another thing you want to make sure is that you're wearing a mask that you can wear for that length of time. This is a mask that my husband wears. It is a legit 3M respirator type mask, and he wears it in his shop. And so he's used to it. He can talk with it, he can walk with it. But when I put something like that on, it makes it a little hard to breathe and I feel kind of suffocated. And so that's why wearing the scarf mask works for me. That one works for him. But you want to make sure that however you have that mask on your face, that you are fine with not touching it until you leave the store and your hands are clean, right? Mask theme, something that I saw in the store today was a lot of people aren't covering their nose and their mouth. If you think about it, we breathe through our nose and our mouths. Most of us use one more than the other, but we tend to use both, right? They're both part of our airway. We both can express droplets out of that too. That's snot, that's stuff coming out of your nose, that's saliva. So these are the two areas that need to be covered. I saw a lady wearing a mask and it was kind of like this. And then I saw a guy wearing a mask and it was kind of like this. So I don't know if he was protecting his beard or what, but you want to make sure that you're getting the most out of your mask by having it cover both your nose and your mouth. And so that is finding a mask that is big enough. One lady I saw had a mask only covering here and there were Mickey Mouse faces all over it. So clearly she was using a pediatric mask, and that may be all she had. But she may not have known that you need to cover your nose. So that's another big thing to make sure you're getting the most out of that mask, is by covering kind of this general area. Give some mystery of the mind. Keep those eyes out, but cover that cute nose and mouth. Kind of go together, and they're not technically part of PPE, but it is about keeping yourself and others safe. So you're wearing your mask and you're wearing your gloves and you're going to the store, but then you pull out your phone with your gloves on, and you're talking on the phone. You got your phone on your face, and you got your gloves on your phone, and you put it in your pocket. And then you need some lip gloss out of your purse, so you pull that out, and then you have your whole wallet with all your credit cards and your ID and your Ingles card. And then, oh, it's kind of hot, so I'm gonna take this jacket off. And then I have my sunglasses on, so now my sunglasses are on my head and they're kind of falling off, so I'm touching them with my gloves. And so you kind of get the point where the more stuff you have to touch, the more things are going to get touched. And kind of going back to the nursing thing, when we go into a patient's room that, has a virus that we don't want to get, flu, MRSA, VRE, whatever, we only brought in what we needed to. So we took our lab coats off. We didn't bring our own stethoscope. We brought the bare essentials in with us. And that's how you need to think about going into the store. I leave my phone in the car. I take my cards out, put them in a pocket, the only pocket that they go into. I take my sunglasses off. I make sure that my hair is back so I'm not messing with that I'm not wearing pants that I gotta pull up. You just want to make sure that there is as little of things that you need to touch as possible. And that's not to scare you or to say that everything is out to get you. But it's just human nature. If you have things in your pocket and around you, you're going to touch it. And that's just more things that you have to clean and sanitize when you get home. And you don't want to be using Lysol wipes and alcohol swabs when you don't really need to. You just take what you need in the store, leave the rest at home, leave the rest in the car, and just take the bare minimum into the store. That I want to make sure that we all remember is to be kind and be nice. We are fighting a virus. We are not fighting people. I find myself even going in the store and kind of averting my eyes from others, and you just kind of get a pull on your chest. You can't take a deep breath because you're just worried that it's everywhere. And for me, it's good to remember that everyone is doing the best they can. Some people aren't wearing masks. Some people aren't really following social distancing, but maybe they don't have the supplies at home. Maybe they're not up to date on the news. Maybe they don't understand how serious it is. And you maybe on the other end you see someone in a full scuba suit. So it's okay. You can't wear too much PPE. They're probably sweating their butt off, but they're doing what they feel like they need to do. And just act with a little more kindness. It's a good lesson for myself too, to be cognizant that I am thankful that I'm quarantined with my husband and my daughter, and that we have a nice home and place that we can walk around. But I know people are not in the best situations, and they're getting stir crazy, and they're worried about money, they're worried about getting sick. And so everyone is kind of on edge. And so acting with a little extra patience and kindness is something that goes a long way for all of us, myself included. And I try to do the best I can of not getting frustrated if someone is standing too close to me, or someone is just blatantly making fun of this whole ordeal. We're doing what we can, and it sucks and it's hard, and that's my moral ethic soapbox on that one. So thanks for watching my video. If you liked it, give that thumbs up button a little bit of love. If you feel like you learned something, why don't you go ahead and share it and see if anyone else can learn something too. If you have any questions or comments, just put them in down there in the comment box, and I'll be sure to get back to you. But I hope that you enjoyed it and you learned a little bit, and yeah, we'll see you next time. Bye.